business, bitch, you ain't my lawyer. Buying everything they selling. No, well, that's consumers for you. Who's to say that freedom ain't free? I do enjoy it. Holding down the fort. Hallelujah, hallelujah. 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 Let it take its course. What you let go of comes back. Oh yes, well of course. It's a cycle, I run laps. I'm a psycho though, fun fact. Stereotyping this white kid like I'm packing knives on my lunch bags. Bringing guns to the school dance. I'm tired of getting laughed at. Put my life into a blog post. All my feelings have been a hashtag. Suicide note on my last text. Tell my mom and my dad's next. Probably mad cause I'm 19, but I ain't 19. I ain't had sex yet. I digress cause that was a hypothetical. Love me describing a white millennial to an extreme and a stream of thought cause I'm right, cause I write illegible. What's the price of living life in stereo? My scenario is that my mind's at peace, but my heart's gotta speak, so I ride these beats like a bicentennial. That don't really work, ignorance is bliss. I'm convinced, pain don't really hurt if it's worth the risk. I've been pissed, thrown down in the dirt, ain't concerned a bit. Watch me hit the curb, I ain't scared, watch me skirt the whip. I don't want nothing unless I can get it myself. Myself. I don't want nothing unless I can get it myself. Myself. I don't want nothing unless I can get it myself. Myself. I don't want nothing unless I can get it myself. Yeah. What's a solid foundation to a force of nature? I've been holding down a fort, unfortunately yours is vacant. Forks up in my road, I don't know, but I hope they take me far away from this place. Man, I need a vacation, hallelujah. First they going and they wish they knew you. Who the hell are you?
What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to another live stream here. Sorry for the late start. If you're in the Discord, you got the update. Something with OBS and YouTube tripping out. We look good right now. Stream looks like we're running. And good to see you guys. What's up, Lone Wolf? What's up, Jordan? How we doing, guys? Stream is good. Let's get to it, man. I was kind of annoyed that I couldn't get this running right before I took this short on YM. I called it in the group, but that's of course how it goes. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. Make sure you read this disclaimer first. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just an idiot here on YouTube talking to you guys about trading. Make sure you make your own trading decisions. Nothing you see or watch me do is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything. Also read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer. I'm going to show you guys what I had going on. Jumped in short coming into the morning before I had even posted that. Short from this level, this looked beautiful. If you had even waited a little bit, right when I was posting that, you got a little bit better entry than me. Very, very simple. This is the stuff that I was talking about, getting short at the open, near the open, as we're testing a discretionary level, back to VWAP. Simple as that. This shows, 1 and then 2, essentially just being lazy and adding into the position until my risk was right. Again, I run a pretty wide stop loss on these, so this wasn't like it was a multiple R trade. I also did have to adjust my take profit up because the thought process is that we're going to come back to VWAP, come back to this area of high volume here. So sometimes if I enter and then I have to wait like this, my risk to reward will get a little bit worse. I'll actually have to, kind of drag my take profit up. So small win, nothing crazy, right? Fairly low risk. Like I've been trading, copy trading across these. Let's just get rid of that. Wanted to show you guys that short. Again, frustrating that I didn't get it on the live with you guys here. Of course, that's how things go, right? We're kind of a slave to technology, just waiting for that to set up. And also, it's a little bit distracting if I'm trying to get a trade on into the open. I'm also trying to get the live running, but I'll save my own problems for later. So anyway, a second trade on this. That's kind of that's the main setup, right? I want the first test of a basic supply and demand, support and resistance, area of interest, above and below price, and above or below VWAP. Right back to VWAP at the open. Very, very simple. I do like to take it with trend if it's at all possible. Like if we're absolutely, ripping in one direction, I really don't like to be completely counter to that, but I will right into the open. Second setup on something like this would be a retest of this level down here and then a buy back towards VWAP. I'd consider it, but I'd have to kind of see what it looks like when we get down here. But again, this is just based on Dow, the futures contract, loving to come back to the area of high volume, right? It doesn't have to be VWAP. You can use visible range volume profile. You can use just, kind of like the middle ground of the area of consolidation that we've traded overnight. Whatever it is, VWAP is just a simple tool to use. So that's trade number one. Would have liked to fully get it on the live with you guys, but maybe you took it after I called it out slightly late, but still would have had a solid entry, right? Like, let me see when I actually called that so it would be accurate. Short on YM from this level back to VWAP, at 9.29. So literally right at the open, 1 minute before the open. Could have taken that for a W with me, but yeah. So I'm just kind of eyeballing these charts. I do have a mark today. We got prior day's high and low marked on NQ. We can see what's happening from MNQ here. This is the TopstepX platform. Project X is the actual platform name. Copy trading across 3 funded accounts here. So we are pushing up, obviously. Big push up on this daily candle here on NQ. Really didn't want to come down below this level. We know that. Week over week, we've been testing that multiple times and then really just rebounding. Big sell-offs at the open. Pretty similar weeks, week over week. Friday sell-off. But we're really just pushing up really right from the open here as we drop down into to lower time frames. It's the 1 hour. Crack to the downside, big bullish candle back up, stayed above VWAP over Asia and London session, and now we are pushing highs. We are pushing highs. So this is looking like longs. This is looking like longs are the play here. I would really need a sweep back down lower. I'm not going to buy a breakout. It's not my play. I've been waiting for some pullbacks, getting long on it. Good direction overall, but just getting taken out. Friday was another tough one for sure. Within reason, within risk management for me, but 2 L's. Just part of it. So again, I really like Dow. I've been pretty light on risk, as you can see just from the result of that trade. I'm going to get heavier on that. Going to get a little bit heavier on that. Nasdaq's been tough to work with. But we're going to see if something sets up. So essentially what I'd be looking for here is a retest, a sweep down below at least the session open. Obviously, I don't think that we're going to come all the way down, past overnight low or prior day high, but somewhat of a pullback, to these lows, to this area, where we have VWAP lining up with this area of highs and lows tested and kind of this, volume peak area of high volume that we could see, based on all of this right here, right? Tested multiple times. Why? Why would I want to do that? Well, I'm looking long. I'm looking long in the direction of this trend, albeit choppy back and forth and pretty damn sideways now that I zoom out on it. Yeah, this is fairly sideways. But I'm looking long, right? And I am looking for a pullback. Before price moves higher, I'm anticipating that it potentially moves lower. And we get something that looks like this. That's what I'm looking for. Sorry for making you guys dizzy. Let me just get this set up. Yeah, I can see all this. Yeah, looking for... What's up, brother? Sweep of the 600s. Can consider shorting MNQ at 820 to 850. Yeah. Sweep of the highs and then back down towards VWAP. But yeah, sweep of the 600s, something around those lines. Just taking a quick look at Bookmap as well as we start to turn on this. That's kind of what I'd be looking for, right? Retest of VWAP, sweep below session lows. Nice wide stop loss like I've been running. If I have to, try to get in with the direction, in with the trend and take a loss, and potentially have the opportunity of capturing the larger day, I will. It's been frustrating last week. I've had a lot of that. I'm trying to, like I think many of you, understand how I want to navigate these Trump markets, these headline markets, the tariff thing going on. Just so much from the U.S. Political atmosphere this year. It's pretty gnarly. It's pretty gnarly to trade around. So we'll see what happens if we come lower. I'd look for an aggressive long. I'm okay. I'm okay giving back profit if I have to on that one because I like this for a long. The 600s. Yeah. So like, I don't know if you're. I don't know. And what's up, man? I appreciate you being on all the time. We got some familiar faces on here, familiar names. There we go. 650. I was about to ask you, what are we looking at? 600s, like, top of 600s, bottom of the 600s. Super 650 at least. Yeah, that'd be pretty deep. That'd be pretty deep for a pullback, but I would have done better waiting the rest of the week. So, the rest of last week for a really, really deep pullback before even trying it. Obviously, this was just, we never bounced. But yeah, I could see that. This is, this is kind of a close price point to be looking off of. But I'd be looking somewhere down into, let's say, like the 675s, like down around these lows, low end of this zone. Nice crack through VWAP, retest to these highs area somewhere around that level. Nice wide stop loss. We could just blast off from here. This is the 5-minute. Looking at the 15, we can certainly just kind of blast off from here, break out to the upside of a 15-minute opening range, and then continue higher. But so far, this looks like we want to kind of come back down and check out VWAP again. Yeah, so I'm not looking long on this yet. What's up? What's up, Ryan? What's up, guys? Appreciate the hearts, all the fun stuff. Let's see if we can keep some momentum going. Nice to take a win to start off a Monday. Again, wish it was live on here with you guys. I showed you the execution, tried to call it out as I was messing with. I was already in it as I was messing with trying to get OBS and YouTube to connect. But here we are. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we get it at NQ. Let's just come back to Dow. Dow didn't make it all the way back down to this level. It's kind of this area way down here that I'd be looking at. We're starting to bounce back towards VWAP right now. So I don't think I'm going to have another setup on Dow unless it's a continuation style trade. That was the first setup. That was beautiful right there. Simple. If you guys hopped on late, I got short here. Actually, like right over here somewhere. Back to VWAP. Very, very simple. Let you know this is what I was looking at right at the 929 mark. And that played. Very, very simple on Dow. Mean reverting, back towards VWAP, at least for the open. But we're watching NQ now, the problem child. And we'll see if we can't find something. I'm looking long on it. Somewhere after a sweep of VWAP. Got a couple guys. Yeah, we got someone in chat looking for 650s. I'd take it, in the high 600s. That's just me. Again, I think if we really blasted through 650s, this could be calling for like a short play. But again, these are difficult markets. The last two L's I took live with you guys, I was right about to say what I'm about to say right now. At any point, we could have a tweet, a headline, some information come out from the political sphere, and the market just moves quickly. And like right as I said it the last time, we had that crazy volatility. But that's what we got to be cautious of, man. It's difficult to try to avoid. You can try to scalp in and out of the market very quickly. You can try to run a wide stop loss like me and survive it. It's just a tough a tough atmosphere to trade in. Volatility is good, movement's good. It can be this unpredictable change in volatility, right? The moves just seem to play out quicker. Maybe it calls for wider stop, a little bit less position size. Let the volatility kind of do whatever it's going to do. Price do whatever it needs to do. But it's tricky, man. It's been tricky. So, yeah, we'll see how this plays. Market may not go just to maybe it was yeah. See, everybody's waiting for the same level. You can almost guarantee it's not going to be hit. Right? There's like I had an approach that I labeled in my own personal journal. I don't like to use like strategy names or playbook names. I'm too discretionary and too general. But essentially it was like the Max Payne approach. Like, if you look at a chart and look at the most obvious thing from a technical standpoint that should happen, what's the opposite of that? What would it do to piss all of those people that are trading whatever you are seeing clearest? What would it do to make that happen? And that's a pretty good approach, right? Just like, what does this look like is going to happen? I'm going to do the exact opposite. Where would I be long from and where would my stop be? I'm going to get short towards that stop, right? You know, the max pain approach or the piss everybody off approach. So, yeah, that's very that's very fair, right? It's there's a big, you know, game being played outside of the fundamental drivers and price and the, you know, the auction theory, you know, all of these things. There is a, you know, a big game, right? Everybody's trading from the same chart. We can all anticipate what each other are going to do and then make decisions based on that. But I think it's a lot of psychology and human emotion, you know, that goes into it. It's why the market's so damn irrational, because humans are not rational. So stop hunting. Yeah. That's the approach of stop hunting. Yeah, absolutely. Along with that, but building off of that, not just stop hunting, like, where is everybody waiting for a level to be tested? We're going to, like, not test that level, you know, that type of a deal as well. Like, if we shouldn't just blast off and there's a really clear area that should be tested first, maybe you get close to that, but you enter before it, because that would be too obvious and the market's just not going to come there, and, you know, we're going to run, you know, that type of stuff. But you can start to do mental gymnastics with yourself and on some of this stuff. So stop hunting, probably the easiest point, right? Like, areas of liquidity, big areas of high volume, where is price likely to go, you know, and then follow along with the trend. That's probably the simplest way to go about it. Let me mute this screen so I don't have Discord yelling. Cool. Y Empire Day, PTC, setting up a short signal, holding an view up. Okay, reading Brian from Discord. Yeah, there's back towards VWAP on Dow. Again, watching NQ from a little bit higher time frame, trying to capitalize on some of the larger movements, not getting too caught up in the low time frame movements. But this looks like a long play. We are kind of choppy so far, but from the open, which is right here, we just cracked below this like 925 low. Didn't really come down and test VWAP. Didn't come down and test any of these areas. Pushed up, pulled back down, got close. Didn't break this high. Looks like we're about to put a higher low in and go and put a little higher high in, right? If we're really nice and zoomed in. If you're trading bull flags or, you know, breaks of structure, high of day VWAP, you know, that's what we'd be looking at right now. I'm making the case for a long for you guys. Like, this does not look bad. You know, not waiting for, there's your higher day VWAP and a trend line kind of just designating what that would look like. Taking a, fix the VWAP line, not supposed to be there. Taking a long after, you know, this pull back down and continuation to the upside. Maybe look to take it like right there. Stop loss down below here, targeting something to the upside. For me, it's just a little aggressive. I don't like trading, you know, really low time frames on NQ right around the open, unless I'm scalping for like really quick movements. Trading off of like momentum. But I've really challenged myself to stay away from that. If I'm not testing like I'm testing right now, a different type of hyper scalping, super scalping type deal on NQ. But we'll save that for another day. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we get a pull back down. I'm going to leave this on the 15. I think I get a really, really good view from the 15. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Feel free, hit like, hit subscribe. If you're not in the free Discord, hop in the free Discord. I'll throw the link in the chat. Free live trading, 100% free community. Not a VIP feeder program or any of that. Almost 1,500 traders. Guys trading all different types of fun stuff. Really nice, positive community, right? Moderated by yours truly. Be more than happy to have you in there. If you trade with any prop firms, you want to check out. Actually, I'm going to post this one because they got a hell of a deal running. And just had an email sent on it. Tradeify's got 30% off straight to funded. Skip the eval. Get. Do your own research, of course, on these guys. Just because I'm posting it doesn't mean you go and do something crazy. You do your own research. Every prop firm, every company's got different rules and regulations. So make sure you make your own decisions. Straight to funded stuff. Pretty sweet. Higher price tag. Tougher rules, right? You're dealing with consistency rules, minimum days to pay out. But they got a pretty sweet deal running until Friday, I think, the 14th. But we'll be more than happy to have you in the free Discord, live with me here for free, watching wins and losses, as long as I can get OBS set up quick enough and actually run my stream into the open. I'm gonna have to start trying it to do it a whole lot earlier. But here we go, cracking highs on NQ, pushing the 800s, trading out 810s, 812s. Looks like we might want to crack right through this towards the 50s, 60s, 850, 60s. That's where I'd be looking next. Did not get a pullback down into the 600s. Long ways to the downside on the 15-minute. Higher low getting put in within the session. Breakout of your 15-minute opening range, right? If you're the orb trader, I'm sure we got guys getting long off this right here, right now. This looks long, man. This looks very strong. We did not, really did not give any indication that we were going to sell off right from the open. So my bias is long, but a way to structure risk on this. A way to structure risk on this for a longer hold. That's what I'm looking for. We'll see. We'll see what we get on it. We break out and this thing just runs from here. For me, it's not a missed opportunity. I don't have a setup on this. I don't have a clean way to structure risk. I don't want to be stop loss above VWAP, right below lows of the session, well above prior day low and overnight low. That's just not the trade that I take. And I wouldn't be structuring a trade like that if I was scalping it or going for a small movement, right? It'd be a lot tighter. It's going to blast off from here, right now. If not, I'm out and I'm wrong. That type of a deal. So we'll watch this from the 15. Curious to see what Dow's doing. Yeah. Bouncing, not bouncing off VWAP. Cracked below VWAP. We got closes below. And now we are pulling back up. This looks like we want to go check the highs back out. Don't have a second trade on Dow. A test of a low down here and then a pullback up to VWAP, like a second kind of back to VWAP, back to area of high volume type of a move. Could be a play. Not as high probability for me. Not as clean as the first move off of a support or resistance, supply demand level, back to the area of high volume. But I would still look to take it. But right now, just no setup. Just going to be looking at, got a clean way to structure risk, right? You could say, hey, we did sweep down below all the way to this area. I'm cool, getting long towards break of the high. I think we're going to run on this thing. Stop loss just below this level. That's absolutely a play. But I'm not looking at that. Not looking at that just yet. Watching NQ to see where we go from here, man. Start the week out strong. Strong move on NQ. Let's see what you guys think. Morning, Ryan. Good morning. Got mopped from that news candle last live. Yeah, I feel you, man. You watched me get mopped on a lot of them. All good. Managed to trade well with much less than could have been. Good. That's what everyone has seen. Do the exact opposite. Let's see. Yeah. Don't have the stats on that though. Heard ES, I'm guessing, instead of EX, Ryan. But yeah, ES is pretty smooth. ES is pretty smooth. I've traded that quite a bit. Slower moving. Seems like it's a lot tighter trending. Definitely less volatile. It can feel like you're watching paint dry if you're coming from NQ or even YM. But, you know, if you're a trend following trader, seems to respect levels really well and gives you a good way to structure risk. You know, it's fairly flexible. But yeah, there we go. There's the pop. Again, I'm looking at like the 850s to trade. That looks just like the next area, right? Above these highs. We're at a zone, at a level right here. I'd be looking up into this area consolidation. The overnight session, you know, near the middle of these big news wicks from Friday to trade. Again, yeah, 850 is right here. But there's your breakout to the upside if you trade the orb. Really, really strong movement. Don't know if this is going to set up really cleanly for us. Again, was waiting on a pullback. That looked like we were going to get it right here. But we just did not come back down on it. Just breaking out and pushing strongly to the upside. There we go. Approaching the 50s. Let's watch this bad boy on Bookmap. Loading up. Yeah, 850. Look at that. Without even looking at Bookmap. Let's take a look at that, guys. Without even looking at Bookmap, my intuitive level picking seems to be working out okay. Here is Bookmap. This is level 2 data displaying liquidity in the markets, displaying orders on the book. Here's 850. Nice big level. If you weren't paying attention to that before, probably would have been wanting to pay attention to that. There's like the 805, 806 level trading out, large volume. Looks like just under 100 on the book up there, quite a bit more. Yeah, this thing may just continue to eat up sells to the upside. That's pretty aggressive. So we'll see. But yeah, if I was trading off Bookmap, that's the next level that I'm looking for, and a crack above 855s. I don't know why we stop here. I don't think we turn and leave that on the book. Just doesn't really make a lot of logical sense. There we go. It can happen. Anything can happen. We'll see if we get there. If they stay on the book, should see some nice volume fill. But let's watch it on the candlestick chart now that we know what this looks like. That is Bookmap. Link down below for Bookmap if you want to check that out as well. You guys get all the best deals. There we go. Trading out. Yeah. Tapped into it. Yeah, traded 851 here on MNQ. There it is. Going to grab liquidity. Trading 850s. Let's see if we find any kind of resistance from here, man. I wouldn't be surprised if we did. 855 looks pretty light. Yep, this was just breakout to the upside. Not a bad play, like we talked about. If you're looking at like really low time frames, we're not at VWAP. Just gonna fix that. If you're looking at real low time frames, right? We push to the upside. Same thing that I was drawing earlier. This is not a bad play. It's just not the same kind of style that I'm working with right now. You're looking to enter maybe on a close above, the tops of this level of structure. If you're a trend line guy, maybe you even use a high of day anchored VWAP. You get an entry here, stop loss below here, looking for a nice continuation to the upside. Nothing wrong with that. I just find NQ to be so damn volatile at the open that oftentimes we're just going to chop a bit first. We're going to take everybody out that's getting long and short before deciding to continue in one direction. Didn't happen today, and we continue the upside. But that's for you guys to decide. Go ahead and back test. Decide when and how you want to get involved with the market and structure your trades from there. Apply some consistency each day. And, if yours is going to be similar to the breakout on, to the upside, maybe of a high, maybe you waited for that candle. You're not entering more aggressively after a pullback down. Nothing wrong with that. I think it can play. I think it can play plenty of days. It's not something that I'd probably hold all day. I would be out of that trade now. If I was in something like that, get a nice break to the upside, nice positive risk to reward. Because your stop loss is high in the session range already. So you're not going to survive a lot of a pullback. If we push here, pull back down anywhere into this level, you would give that profit back. But yeah, strong to the upside. I don't know that we get a crazy pullback. If we do, it's going to feel a little bit more like a reversal, right? The thought process is a pullback to get long before we blast off and you miss the longs, that type of a deal. So we'll see. We'll see what kind of structure we get. Dow's not absolutely running. Yes, had a nice clean bounce off of VWAP. Very clean. Very clean. Time for a reversal, maybe. Just hoping, since I made some profit in the London session, not touching the market for now. Gotcha. Yeah, man. This looks like a pullback, right? We may just break and run. I'd assume we pull back at a certain point, 850s. That was the level that I was watching even before Bookmap, before I loaded that up. We really just tapped into that, and yeah, traded 851 3/4, and we are pulling back. So let's see what we get from here. Let's see. Let's see what we get. Let's see what you guys think. Let's throw a poll in the chat. What do we think, boys and girls? Getting long on NQ, or are we looking short from up here? Let me know what you think. This is a strong trend. I really wouldn't want to fade this. Start to try to pick a top. Gun to my head, I would be short up here. I just don't see the opportunity for a long right now, because I don't have a good way to structure risk. Short back towards session lows, something along those lines. But again, very counter, not the trade that I want right from this level. But if you said you have to take a trade right here, right now, that's probably what I'd be looking at. Again, just a cheap way to structure risk. You know, you don't have to let it go so far against you to say, you know, you're dead wrong. Maybe let it trade out 75s, 80s. We go and hit 900. I think this thing is just super duper strong. But again, we can easily crack to the upside at any point, you know, just kind of continue. You know, who says this has to be the turnaround point? A little bit of consolidation. You know, you could look for something like that. Again, very counter, just very counter to this trend to the upside from Asia overnight at the NY Open, you know, but going to my head, that's what I'll be looking at. Right back down towards VWAP. Yeah, something along those lines. It's probably what I would run if I had to. But I think you have to take this trade a couple times, right? You know, you might want to take it there, and then, you know, you get stopped out. So, you know, price comes up, and kind of chops around, and then starts to come back down, and you want to be ready to take that again. You know, trading really aggressively counter to most of the trend, right? Most of the middle to low time frame trend is difficult. You take a lot of stops. But that's the only opportunity I see right at this moment. But you can see how that'd be playing right now, man. Wouldn't be feeling too good in that. Maybe just a sweep above and then some pullback, but this thing is strong. This thing is strong. I'd prefer to be long, but I don't have a way to get long up here, right? You know, where does my risk go? Right below that 15-minute candle. You know, for a 1-to-1, I look for a break of 900s. No, I think we could easily pull back down to this level before continuation to the upside. So no good way to structure risk on a long. Your option is to trade with a great way to structure risk and good opportunity counter trend, maybe lower probability, but, you know, short. That's what I'd be looking at. Not taking it because it is just too aggressive. We are tapping a level that I was watching, so, you know, I'm okay trading off of levels really aggressively. Getting counter to what's going on, but not something that I want to start trying on this. And not something I would want to hold all day, right? Like I don't know that we just turn around and sell off from here. I think we could certainly come back down into this range, but this is strong. This is really strong. I would be trying to time a reversal to say this is going to be, you know, high of the day, and we're just going to run back in, and we are, in fact, not going to put this really bullish daily candle in that we're putting in right here, you know, that we're just going to reverse this or something wild, you know, pull way back down on it. But let's see what you guys think. Long. Yeah, 67% say long. Yeah, man, we got the likes and all the crazy buttons going. Feel free, hit like, hit subscribe, guys. Appreciate you hopping on here. I'm live here free every morning. Short YM from 44,580 targeting. Nice. Short from 580s. Nice, man. Yeah, could see that coming down. Could definitely see that coming down on us here. Just checking out ES. Similar structure, not as strong as NASDAQ. Yeah, only play I could see on this is short, you know, for a move back down. We can get another February 3rd move, move 265 points before 12, then was still bullish. Yeah, absolutely. A little too much resistance around this area. Good morning. For my liking, she used to go short. Yeah. Yep. But long overall, if you got to pull back, I'll choose short. Made my, yeah. I don't know. Most of you guys are looking long on this, so I see it, right? You know, look trend-wise, right? What are we looking at? What are we doing on the day? What does the overall trend look like? It's pushing the upside. Right here, right now, intraday, counter to this move, I could see a pullback. This is very strong movement out of NQ. Definitely stronger than stronger than ES and YM. Not that I look too closely at those correlated markets, but I would be a little bit surprised if we just didn't get any kind of pullback. We just continue to blast off from here. That happens where we are just gonna hammer the bears today. This could be like a break above prior day high and continuation. It could just turn into a massive overextension to the upside. I don't really see that as the move for this Monday. What do we got news wise for the rest of the week? Nothing today. We had red folder. We had yellow folder at 9:45. Not much. CPI. Yeah, CPI on Wednesday. Yeah, do we blast off before CPI? I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, Jerome Powell at 10. Oh, that's right. We got some of these annoying 10 a.m. Jerome Powell testifying. That's going to be annoying. Yeah, that's going to suck. But we'll navigate it. We got a holiday next Monday. I think it's President's Day? Yeah. Yeah, could go sideways. Absolutely. We could do anything, right? Outside of going back in time, market can pretty much do whatever it wants, right? We can chop, we can sell off, we can blast higher. You know, somebody says something about a tariff, and we start to sell. This looks like a short right here, right now. Again, counter to the overall trend, right? Counter to this day. That's what I'll be looking at. I'm tempted to try it, but I didn't get a nice setup off the morning. Didn't get a pullback that I wanted to get long. We just pushed right up. This isn't a terrible play, but let me really talk it out with you guys here. Let's jump out. Look at that. Look at that right there. Cherry pick a zone here. Yeah, this is kind of in between everything. I don't love it. I don't love it. If I was drawing this out, it'd probably be coming off these tops and bottoms here, right? From Thursday and Friday of last week. This area volume from the overnight session, somewhat important, near the open where we were opening up. That's not where we were opening up. We were opening up here. Could look at something like that, but again, a short from 20, 30 points ago, I wouldn't have been feeling too good in. Maintaining strength, man. Not backing off yet. Let's see what we get at a NASDAQ today. Not much volume in these moves up. Prices just jumping. Let's see. What are we looking at volume wise? Yeah. Volume's a little interesting on the indices, right? Like we typically see declining volume after the open, but we can pay attention to it and just take a look on lower time frames. This feels like we want to go and grab 900, right? I wouldn't really want. I don't want to be short on this. The reason I'm not shorting. This feels like we want to go and tap the 900s. It's an aggressive push up. We're still continuing. I'd agree. Not massive volume behind these. Let's look at Bookmap. Yeah, a lot of orders. 117 at 900 if we're looking at Bookmap. Right? Kind of like the 850s. Maybe we go and see, we go and check out these orders up here at 900. Not a lot at all above that. Really dies off until we get all the way back up to the 50s. NQ loving big round psychological numbers. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be short down here with a stop loss below that level. That's not a good play for me. Yeah. Maybe we look at 900s. Maybe we look at the 900s, see what happens there. Still overall, longer longer hold type move into the afternoon, I'd look long on a pullback. We pushed up so far from here that by the time we do pull back, it's like the end of a reversal that you didn't catch. So just didn't get the nice setup on NQ. Got it on Dow. Can't complain. Not going to complain, but I'd look short around that 900 level, potentially. Watch what happens after it gets up there. Maybe we get some volatility, and then sellers start to step in. These orders fill. We're not just going to continue pushing higher, and we are really, really overextended at that point. Even though I don't love that term, overbought, overextended. I don't think those are good terms to describe what we're seeing in the market. We would have just pushed up so much without any form of a pullback, taking a really aggressive, cheap short, very counter trend. Not great probability, but opportunity for a nice risk to reward just on a pullback type of a move. I could see that. I could see putting risk on for that. No way to get long on this for me from up here. Just not a good way to structure risk. I don't see that as a good opportunity. So we'll watch this. But this is what Bookmap's showing me. Again, this is simple order flow, level 2 data. These are quantities of orders on the book, resting orders above and below price. You want to check out Bookmap. You want to see where live liquidity is in the market. Hit the link down in the description. Get a heavy discount on Bookmap. You guys love clicking links from the chat, so I'm going to always throw them in here and try to get better at doing that. Yeah, we're going to have to watch on this one, guys. I don't know. 900s, I'd look for a stupid aggressive short. I'd consider that, but you're stepping in front of a big push to the upside. I'd agree that it doesn't look like there's a ton of volume behind these moves. We are at, above this zone, right? If I was drawing a zone off this, these 5-minute highs and lows, we are testing this area on the chart, area of higher volume, near NYSE open from Friday, right? Here's our 9:30 candle. But this is strong, man. This would be fading a big move to the upside. Really counter trend. Going to get initial balance as well. I don't know that I want to be counter to that either. So initial balance is the 1 hour opening range. We haven't put it in yet. Get ready. The 1 hour opening range, 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Eastern. What is the high and low that's put in during that time frame? And we have strong statistics behind this, right? Strong objective statistics that if we break one side, we typically do not come back down and break the other side. If and when we break one side, we typically extend it by a decent amount. And we know which side is more likely to break first based on the order that they're put in. Today, so long as we don't come all the way back down and push this low further down in the next minute and 15 seconds, this will be the high off of whatever we finish on this on this 5-minute candle printing. This side will be more likely to break first. We are more likely to extend this side rather than just sweep it, and we're less likely to come down and break this after breaking this high if we break it. We almost always break one side. Only it's less than 2% of the days over the last year or so of data that we don't break either side, that we form these and then we stay inside. So again, statistics, stuff that you would find in back testing. You can get that information from let's see what Dow's doing. Yeah, chopping around VWAP. Brian still in the money, 20 points in the money. Kind of chopping around VWAP here. Not a whole lot of action at the Dow. Yeah, still looking strong after the retest of VWAP. All right, we got our IB high and low. Let's see. Pretty obvious that we are likely to break this side first, just based on where price is. That factors into the stat. We break this side, we're not likely to come back down. Again, it's just more time in the morning session playing out, price moving a certain way that would indicate there's a higher chance of something else happening. But aggressive short on a sweep above this, targeting to move back down, maybe not even to break it, just back down to like sub 800 level, could give you a really nice risk structure. That's what I'm looking at. I'm watching a C900s. I think we find some resistance up there. Dow starting to push a bit. ES breaking highs. This is strong, man. This is strong. This looks like breakout. Bulls are back in town. Even more orders on the book up at that 900 level. We're up to 174. That's 175. Yeah, quite a few orders stacked on the book up there for NQ. Looking at the order book. Not a whole much happening on Dow today. Again, I am looking at here. Let's show you guys that hopped on late, in case you did. Currently looking at the 900 level. This is again, this is Bookmap order flow. You can get this, a number of different ways. Just looking at a traditional depth of market, you'd see a lot of orders on the book up here. I'm looking at that 900 level. It does line up with areas on the chart right above all of this big area of consolidation here. Do we get to 900 and then just rip everybody's faces off to the upside? Maybe. I would look at that as a really aggressively counter to the daily trend short. That's what I would look for up here. Label these so when I come back to them, sometimes I know what the hell I'm talking about. But yeah, we got some at 885. I think we could see a lot of volatility right here. We can see a lot of volume traded out. We oftentimes, when we do come up, if we come through orders like that, we do get a crack above, really aggressively. We pop 5, 15 points like in the blink of an eye. So just looking at how I would want to structure a short on this bad boy. Yeah, I I don't know. I mean, we may turn before this. We're really hesitating up here. We're sweeping initial balance high. We're really not wanting to break and run. I won't take this short from up here, with that quantity of orders on the book, you know, at a pretty obvious level up here. But we are hesitating a bit. We may leave this on the book. Again, oftentimes the obvious thing doesn't happen, and we may pull back down, start to pull back down on this at a certain point. Yeah, that's another 5-minute candle printed with just a crack above, no close above. Watch this on the 15. Let's see what we get out of it. Yeah, I'd run pretty low risk on this. Probably 2 or 3 micros. Wouldn't have to put a lot on to potentially realize a larger move to the downside. Just trying to figure out where I'd really want to go with a stop loss. Like, that's above prior day's highs, really, really far. We get that far, I don't know that we stop. Yeah, we may not want to come deep into this level, and we may just want to kind of check all of this level out right here, right around the 75s, and pull back down through this area of low volume. But this is super strong. I mean, look at that bad boy. But I'll hang out with you guys. We'll watch it together. See if we get a setup. But that's the level I'm looking at. Aggressively short. Aggressive meaning, you know, counter to the trend, right? Very counter. We gonna try it, man? I think we might. ES tapping highs. Well, I am selling off. Nice trade, Brian. Came back. Looks like it came back and tested your entry, and you're back down to the 513s, 512. Not really following suit with NQ or ES, living in its own world as usual. Yeah, I wanna see a crack to these 900s and a turn. Again, just measuring out a little bit. You could always use a position tool. I talk about volatility a lot, differences in day over day, how large these price movements are, how fast we're moving. You could always use a position tool to kind of measure your potential entries out. I like to use just the regular measurement tool over here. If you click Shift and drag, you are able to see measure price, right? This is going to show you points and ticks, gives you a percent, also shows you the number of bars going sideways, how much time that actually is. Really only pay attention to looking at it in points and ticks. But yeah, we cracked IB high. Let's see the extension, then the turn back in where we don't have to target a break of the low, but a potential move to the downside. And I kind of want to stay on it because I think it could happen quickly. I think we'd see a jump on this. Yeah, still declining volume, right? Still dropping off in volume. Again, right around the open, it's a little tricky to read volume, at least in my humble opinion, because it usually looks like that, right? Especially on higher time frames, you usually see, the big 930 open, and then declining volume after that. Order still in the book, 181 up there at 900s. Really failing to continue this this push higher though. You know, we had some nice movement, 10.05, and now it's just been the slow grind up. Really all bullish bars without a nice pullback. We had one 5-minute bar trade below prior bar low. That's an entry model that some guys use. I've watched Tom Hogard trade that. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. You guys, 85% long. All right. I'm going to fade all you guys. No, I'm just kidding. Steph, you mind watching? I won't put on any songs, man. Especially ones that I don't know. No pressure, no problem asking. I won't put on anything that I don't know ahead of time. And I also constantly get copyright warnings for anything that I play on YouTube that is not, that is not copyright free. But no problem asking, man. You're on here all the time. So I appreciate you being here. Cracking towards it, 20 points off that level that I am watching. We have a lot of liquidity resting on the book. Show you guys again real quick. Bookmap. Top of an area of consolidation. Big round psychological number. Don't have to be a genius to guess where some of that stuff is. Although you don't have to guess if you don't want to. There we go. Trading out the 885s where we had quite a bit of liquidity right there. That level is stacked, man. Are we gonna do it? Or are we gonna do what we talked about earlier? Are we gonna do the opposite of the most obvious thing, which again, not everybody uses order flow or depth of market, looks at the ladder, but that is available to everybody. That is straight from the CME. It's different data providers, but it's the same information, so everybody can see that. We may not go and fill. It's a pretty harsh rejection off of the 885s. Not completely. You can see it on Bookmap, right? We came up there, filled quite a bit of orders, and turned right back down. Yeah, Dow approaching the low. Here, we'll look at it together. Dow really not liking getting above VWAP. Getting close to this 930 low, to session lows. ES. Just starting to come off the highs a little bit. And NQ not going to grab that 900s yet. Gotta stay patient, guys. At least I stay patient. This is the patience side, the emotional control side of trading, right? And off the open on Dow, it's pretty easy. I'm getting a lot of those entries. I'll have more of them live with you guys. On NQ, I've really found, and in reviewing journal, if I'm going to look for a higher time frame move, I got to wait for it to get to my level. If what I'm looking for doesn't happen, which was initially a pullback down to a specific level, an area on the chart, and it doesn't happen a certain way, jumping in early, just FOMOing in, almost never pays. You might get lucky a few times, right? But you're not sticking to a consistent plan. You're laying out a plan. You're making a trading decision early. That's kind of the deal. So it can be difficult to do. Everybody wants to be involved in the market. You don't want to just sit there and watch the market. But if you're not adhering to any kind of a way to structure your trades and what you're waiting for, even if it's discretionary, the way that I am, even if you trade off of raw price action and market structure, you are still creating these if-then statements. Like if we pull up to the 900s, there's quite a bit of orders there at that big round psychological number. I would look for a short trade counter trend based on what happens when we get there, maybe at a crack above. So if I just jump in now, right, I say, oh, well, maybe we turn before then and I don't want to miss it. You know, how are we able to apply some consistency to that, you know, when we're trading? Oh, there we go. Brian thought I had sent on my last message, went long. 60.86, the stop below initial balance low, like the 15-minute reversal pattern we had. Push back outside of that Friday value area. Nice, man. Very nice. Watching this, I'm watching this push up right here, right now. Nice. 70 is point of control from Friday. Okay, okay. Let's check it out. Get a little session. A little days profile. Yeah, we got, you know, quite a bit of volume up here, right? Quite a bit of volume. You know, this will change based on how I'm viewing it, but quite a bit of volume up here, as you can see, from this session. Obviously, a lot down here as we sold off and then consolidated. Excuse me. Yeah, if you hopped on late, because I constantly see, I know I repeat myself on here a lot, guys, for you that are hanging out on here, but I constantly see people drop on and off. View count goes up and down, so I kind of like to continue to talk and let people know what I'm looking for. I'm looking aggressively short, counter to this move to the upside after a big round psychological number that has a lot of liquidity viewable on the order flow software that I use, Bookmap. Let's see as we come right into it. I'm not going to jump in short at 900. I think we could crack above it really, really aggressively. I'm just going to start to wait for some hesitation. It's not going to be like a candlestick or reversal if we get there. Not going to be, you know, a reversal pattern or a double top or, you know, all of a sudden an engulfing bearish candle or anything like that. Just some hesitation. If I wanted to be in there, you would probably just want to use a limit order, right? If you have a specific chart, spot on the chart that you want to be at a specific price, you can just limit in. Save yourself the struggle of, you know, waiting. For me, I want to see what happens. It will save me from a massive knife through if buyers just decide to step in, volume increases, and we are going to run through this. Or maybe I get a better entry than I would have if I was entering with a limit. But that's what I'm looking at. Really aggressive, short, counter to this movement. Off the level, we did break IB high. It's unlikely that we are extending, right? We did come above by quite a bit. Not that much. Not going to get my, pull back to a level for a long, at least the initial level that I'll be looking at. I'd still look long on this later into the afternoon if we got some kind of structure. If we had something other than a drift to the upside on low time frames with no real clear way to structure risk. That's what I am looking at, 900s. Interested to see what Dow's doing. Yeah, kind of chopping around VWAP. Yeah, this is something that I would run above, stop above prior day high. I would, now that we're way up here, I'd be okay above prior day high. Looking for a nice pullback down. Let's see what NQ's got for me today. 10:50 a.m. Eastern. We'll see. Micros. Got you. Nice. That's funny. PA on MNQ is behaving like a Dementor from Harry Potter, gliding along and sucking the happiness out. Yeah, yeah. Just kind of drifting, right? This slow drift up and to the right can be a little bit difficult to deal with. Starting to turn here, at least pulling back, right? Did not grab the 900s, got close and turned. Those orders are still on the book, but we are seeing some sellers just start to step in here and bring this thing lower. Might get something set up nicely here. If this doesn't just turn and run from here, which I'm okay with. Again, I was okay with this blasting off because I didn't get a pullback to the level. I'm okay with this turning and running from here. It would actually give me more confidence, right? I'd say, hey, look, you had great, great read of the market. You had a level on there that you wanted to watch. Maybe you journal that and you say, hey, how many times do we have a massive level on Bookmap that doesn't get hit? The move that you're looking for occurs. Before then, it just leaves it in the dust. More often than not, maybe you adjust your approach. But no FOMO trades, no jumping in short. Yeah, I could go with a little crack above 900s and a short play on this. Possible that we just continue to rip to the upside with not even a remotely close pullback, and we stay, we stay a couple hundred points above VWAP for the whole day. Very possible. Is not what I always. It's not what I always see, and that's kind of the way that I'm trading here, right? Market structure, price action, identifying ways to structure risk, and interpreting patterns in price that seem to repeat themselves. Very random in the short term, consistent in the long term, right? Don't know what's going to happen on any one next day, but if you back test and forward test, you can watch patterns repeat themselves and play out enough times to be dangerous. Maybe a little bit more than 50%. A little bit more than half the time, you get a good indication of what is more likely to occur, and you can react to that on a chart. Along with that, and equal to, if not most important, a way to structure risk. That's my 2 cents. Not tapping that 900 and turning, man. We may see the turn from here. That'll be interesting. Interesting to watch. I'm going to take a quick break right now, guys, just because I don't have the setup coming. I didn't want to be stepping away right here. Be back in just like 2 minutes. Back in action. Didn't tap 900s. The chair didn't miss a trade. Let's see what we get, man. Coming up on 11 o'clock. I'm close to a setup, so I want to hang out with you guys. You know, sometimes I'll end these just based on like nothing being even close to setting up. And if there's no questions or nothing that we want to chat about, but this is something close, so I'm going to hang. I'm going to hang. And on that note, if you guys got questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. Trading questions are welcome. As we're watching NQ chop around highs this session, we're sitting right at initial balance high, trading the 870s. Let's go around the markets. Similar structure out of ES. Dow chopping at VWAP, living in its own world as usual. But we'll have to see here. Starting to turn, man. Starting to sell. A little bit. Just a little bit of seller stepping in. While we are waiting for this, can I go to my profile? What happened here? Guys can check this out. We got a 2-day futures trading boot camp. It's going to be an in-person event. Let me make sure you guys can see this. In-person event in Tampa, Florida. May 1st and 2nd. Going to be awesome. Hosted by Austin Silver. Bunch of other awesome traders that you see in this picture here. I put all these guys before me. This just happens to be the clip where I'm the one in the front. Somebody made a comment, why am I in the front? I'd put all of these guys ahead of me, and in the main one, I'm on the left-hand side, so don't get offended here. But going to be an awesome event. Super excited to do an in-person deal. I'm guest speaking. Going to be a lot of live trading, going through strategy, approaches, risk management, trading with prop firms. There's going to be representatives from different companies, some pretty big ones, which is going to be really sweet, really, really cool. And just a chance to network, chance to get face-to-face time with everybody. There's really nothing like that. I love doing the online stuff, the internet stuff, but being able to go in person and have dinners with guys and sit down, hang out, everybody collab, talk about how they trade, the good, the bad, tools they use, everything in between. It's going to be sweet. So if you are interested in that, hit me up. Hit me up in the free Discord. Hit me up on Instagram, on Twitter. There's not many tickets left. They got a really, really aggressive price point for 2 full days with everybody. So if you're interested, be more than happy to talk to you about it. And again, that's May 1st and 2nd in Tampa, Florida. Going to be really sweet. I'm hyped for that. Looking forward to it. All right, 11 o'clock close. Let's see. Little pop back up. Again, if you guys hopped on late, I am looking aggressively counter to the trend short off of a level that I have identified using structure, price action, volume, and order flow right around the 900s. I don't want to be short at 900. Otherwise, I would limit in like I talked about. I want to see what happens when we get up here. Do we blast through stupid aggressively? Maybe I save myself a short, a loss. Probably won't. Probably would just wait for the initial move and then be jumping in quickly. Not going to be waiting for a candlestick pattern or reversal, anything like that. Just like a potential for an initial knife through, type of deal. And essentially want to see those orders fill and then at least just, some split second hesitation, up around that level. Yeah, I don't know that we get it. We're just consolidating here. Again, this can easily turn into one of those frustrating, like the obvious thing is not going to happen. It looks like ES is starting to roll. YM as well. We're getting some long wicks to the upside here on the 15-minute. Sweep of these highs really aggressively could be a play, but I don't know that we do it. I don't know. Ryan, you live in Tampa. Couldn't get the time off. That's awesome. Oh, dude, that's sick. Hit me up, Ryan. Hit me up in Discord or something, man. If you're in Tampa, and we're all going to be in Tampa. We'll figure something out, man. You'll come and say what's up, or I'll come and say what's up as long as it's close by. But yeah, man, that's we're coming to your city, brother. You got to jump over there, man. Nice way to meet traders in person. Trading alone and creating a strategy, what I cover can be lonely. Yeah, man, absolutely, right? It's just this interesting space. This retail, at home, trade from home is what they used to call it, right? Like when everybody moved off of the pits, the trading floor. It's interesting because we are so isolated. We're so alone, right? There's no company that we're working for. There's not coworkers. There's not a manager. We're just by ourselves, right? I'm literally here by myself. I'm talking to you guys, which is great. But unless you seek out stuff like this, communities, people to talk to, and then even like further in person, which is awesome, the way that you would have every day if you were working in an office, it's really isolating. You're by yourself. There's no one to bounce ideas off of. There's no one to gain perspective from, right? Just to understand different ways of people's thinking, even if you're not going to agree with it or copy what they're doing. There's so much growth I think that can happen in collaboration, and it's why I really enjoy having you guys on here and in the community. There's so many things that I don't use myself, that I don't agree with, but I learn so much from other people, from just the different ways that you guys think about something or talk about something or the way that you read the market. So yeah, I love that stuff, man. I really do. Trading can be lonely. It can be very lonely. You can never open your mouth about it and be by yourself, never speaking to a person. And maybe that works for some people, very introverted, and you just want to be very isolated. But I think there's so much to be given and taken working with other people. I really do. And again, it's not to say that like you're going to learn something and use somebody else's strategy, right? Like it's always it gets really competitive and so like I have it all figured out, right? I don't think anybody ever has it all figured out. And there's probably going to hear 1,000 things and you're probably not going to agree with all of them or want to use all of them. But if you take something away from it, some perspective, some idea that you didn't think of yourself, or just a different way of understanding how somebody else thinks that you're competing with, right? It's helpful. It's really helpful. So in-person events, communities, live trading, jumping on. I appreciate all you guys hanging out with me here. I think this stuff is incredibly useful. Again, not in a copy what somebody else is doing, or that Zach or anybody else has all the answers. I don't. I regularly say I'm not the best trader. I don't have it all figured out. I do not have the secret answers. Far from all of those things. But I'll show you how and why I do what I do, and hopefully you find some value in that, right? If not from me, maybe from somebody else. I'd encourage you to explore it. Turning from here, man. Oh man, so back to NQ. Watching this was waiting for a crack up to this level, the 900s, where we have a quite a bit of volume, quite a bit of liquidity on the book. Nice round psychological number. We are high in this area of consolidation overnight from Friday, Thursday into Friday. this is obviously right where IB high is, where we're coming back down into a serious level. Otherwise, I don't think we would have just hung out here for so long. We are failing to do it. I could absolutely see this still playing out from here, a sweep above and then a continuation would really, be a clean setup, and maybe somebody waits for that. You say, hey, Zach, there's no way I'm entering up here. This is just a pullback before we blast off. I think this is like way too aggressive up here, and maybe I do based on what happens next. But you can absolutely wait for like a crack above and then a breakdown, below these levels for a short, really clean way to structure risk, right? Your stop loss is going to go above this level. The thesis is we're going to continue down from here if we come down from here, where, what I was originally looking for, the longer we consolidate here, the less I like this. But what I was looking for here was a crack up here, very aggressive entry, wide stop loss. The higher we got, above prior day high came into to play for a big continuation of the downside. But just consolidating, chopping here. Starting to turn, right? We come down below these lows again. This is starting to be the turn here. But we'll watch it from the 15. Again, I'll hang with you guys until I really wear myself out, and that's... There's a time limit I try to give myself for the morning session, right? There's only so long I think that any person can stare at the chart the way that I am right now, and you guys are probably right now, and be able to make good trading decisions before that hesitation, that anxiousness to jump in, desire to get a trade, starts to creep in. Things start to go south. I've joined a lot of YouTube streams. I'm only hanging around Zach's channel because he's the only one who talks about psychology more, and that's what I'm here for. Absolutely, man. I love talking about psychology, mindset. We could talk about it right now, man. I'm very engineered brain as a trader, similar to yourself with statistics. I'm all about data, making sure the system is backed historically. Absolutely. Brian, waiting for the IB stat to play out. Save me. As we watch this turn away, yeah, this looks good, Brian. It doesn't look bad. Yeah, 580, I think he said. Yeah. For everyone else, it's about strategies. My strategy is bigger, better, sort of thing. Yeah. No, I appreciate that, man. I really do. Again, I talk about the stuff that I believe, that I think, right? It's free world. I'm going to do that. But I'm going to talk about the stuff that helped me. And my opinion is that the masses that lose money, right? Because we know most traders lose money, spend a ton of time on strategy. And that's where I spent all my time up front, Better strategy, better entries, trying to figure out how to never take losses, how to just have a badass win rate. And you get to a point where you figure out, well, I'm probably never going to have an amazingly high win rate and an amazingly high risk to reward. And I don't need to make money. I just need to be able to operate consistently with something that provides an edge and focus on not executing poorly all the time, not blowing up, not going on tilt, which is what most traders struggle with. I think most guys figure out technical analysis, and I think most guys have a modest edge in the market, right? There's a whole counter argument to this that almost nobody trades with a real edge and blah, blah, blah. Okay. I think you can generate a slightly positive risk to reward or slightly positive win rate and generate a modest edge. The real challenge comes in when you have to think about trading in a way that is the opposite of how we're programmed as humans, right? You have to really flip all of that on its head, and you have to manage emotions. You have to deal with the randomness in the short term that we face, this paradox that Mark Douglas talks about, where I don't know what's going to happen next on this trade, right? I'm going to enter short here, maybe coming up soon. I don't know how that's going to play out. I don't know if it's going to happen and win for me today, tomorrow, the next day. What I will know is over the next 100 trades that it will play out slightly more often than not. Or even if it doesn't play out slightly more often than not, I'll make more when I'm right and lose less when I'm wrong at 40% of the time, or some whatever number it is. That's the hard part. And I think it's so easily displayed that at a 50-50, we start at 50-50, right? Take out commissions and fees and, swaps if you're trading Forex and all these things. Technically, it's not 50-50, right? Because you're going to pay commission on everything and fees. But less that, if you entered with randomly with a 1-to-1, theoretically, you're at 50%. You're at break even. How on God's green earth does it end up that almost all traders lose money consistently, that the equity curve is just a straight shot down? We're hardwired to think incorrectly about trading is why. I believe that's why. And that's the difficult part. Identifying good areas to enter, understanding trend, understanding the basics of price action and, market structure and, some caution things around news. It's not that difficult. It's not rocket science. And smarter, more intelligent traders don't do better. Guys with access to more tools don't inherently do better. They do just as bad. Spending time to understand the psychology behind it. That's where the progress is made, right? Creating some consistency and really, really taking into account, you're going to have to think about trading differently. You really are. As I watch this thing push higher, man. Absolutely, yeah. That's it. That's what separates the winners from the losers. That's what I believe. That's the Mark Douglas quote, right? Let me go to it. Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Great books if you want to learn more on this stuff. Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Best Loser Wins by Tom Hogard. Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tendler. And I've been listening to rereading Market Wizards. It's a really old book, but essentially it's interviews with, back in the day, the largest traders, the largest and most successful traders. But I want to pull up that Mark Douglas quote. Yeah, you don't need to know what's going to happen next to make money. I love that one. I can't find it, but I'll find it at a certain point. Trading the Zone, The Disciplined Trader. Those are solid, man. Reading that book now, chapter 2. Absolutely, man. Yeah, those are all great. Again, if you read all 3 of those, come back and ask me for more. Or all 4 of those, and I'll give you some more. I have to create a book list at a certain point. NQ chopping around these highs, man. I don't know. I'd still take it really aggressive. I think a sweep above before a continuation down, would be a pretty damn clean setup. But we're really starting to turn here. Maybe this is just a pullback before the next big leg up. This feels like the turn lower. Ooh, there you go, Brian. Dow getting ready to break the IB low, right? Here's our, Here's our 940 candle. Living in its own world, as it usually does. ES pulling off, similar to NQ. Coming off the highs. Hang with you guys. See if we can't get this bad boy, man. If we turn where this trade will just, not occur for me, is if we just turn from here and we continue lower, and these are the highs that are put in. We don't come back up here. We don't check out 900s. We just sell right off. That'll be it. No missed entry, right? Because I didn't have an entry set up. I have something that I'm waiting for. If that doesn't occur, I don't have a trade. No entry, no trade. Even with discretion, right? That's part of it. But yeah, man. Focus on yourself. Once you get the basics set, once you start to understand technicals, you have a system, you create a real trading plan, shift your focus to risk management, and then onto yourself. Yeah. Just didn't get those 900s, guys. Let's see what happens down here. That looks like some sellers stepping in. That's getting wiggly. If I was a momentum breakout trader, I'd be looking short coming up real soon on this. Real soon. Market lifts reverse around 11. Yeah, for sure. For sure. It does. Right around that, post IB high set time frame, 11 to 12. A lot of times we do see a reversion back into the trading range of the day, aggressive pullback. Sometimes it can be important to pay attention to like the time frames, times of day, not just time frame like a 5-minute chart versus a 15-minute chart. What are we going to do here, NQ? Just going to drop now? Are we going to pull back and blast off? Going to leave these orders on the book, man? I'm going to leave 200 lots on? There you go, Brian. You got your IB low break. Very nice. Very nice if you're still on here. I got 188 at 21,900. Jim. Yeah, still here. Cut my ES and we'll look to re-enter for better price. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm looking at Jim Jacks. I'm looking at Bookmap. And on the ladder on Bookmap, I'm looking at 187 lots sell side at the 900 level. Have it marked on this chart right here. Yeah, I don't know that we get it, guys. Along on this, man, a bounce from down here somewhere. I'm gonna start mapping out what I'm gonna look for into the afternoon because, no problem, brother. This is kind of just chopping around. I'm not gonna take it short off of these lows, although I think this could easily be a setup. Structure risk right above session high, rotation back down in. We're really failing to blast off above IB high. This looks like the stat where we just rip to the upside, may not play. I don't know that I would target a break of the low. That doesn't happen often, but maybe a pullback down in. For me, that first, yeah, this looks like the sell-off. Potentially long, but I'm really not inclined to look for a long as we come back down here. Can absolutely be in line with this trend to the upside here, but like Friday, you can get caught if you wait so dang long. Wasn't a long time on Friday, but you wait so dang long into the afternoon trying to buy what would be a higher time frame pullback, and it's just you're buying like in the middle of a reversal. It's going to continue down lower. So I'd have to see what it looks like coming down, and then maybe buyers stepping back in to look for a long. But short, I'm still going to be eyeballing this level when I get off with you guys. I'm going to set trading view alerts, at specific levels, right above the high, probably right above these highs, probably at like the 85s. If we start to come back up, I want to know about it. Jump back on the chart, maybe take a look for a short off of this 900 level. If we come back up here before we sell all the way back off and then continue, we pull back from here and find some buyers somewhere, some big volume, to the upside. Maybe back down around like the 800s, 785s. I could see that. I could see that as a long play, but I don't like it as much, right? I would have liked that already. I would have liked to pull back aggressively and then look to enter for a continuation of the upside. We are running out of steam here, at least right here, right now. Sellers starting to take this thing lower. We are trading below consecutive, 15-minute bar lows. This big buying pressure has since diminished, and now we are starting to drift lower. 50 points off the highs. Not a whole lot of volatility today. I would still love to see a wick up above, sweep, and then turn back down, but this just looks like we're going to sell off, right? This looks like we're going to start to turn back in. So, time-based, yes. So, initial balance, Jim, if you hopped on late, is the 1 hour opening range. Here it is today. Here's the IB low, the IB high. The first hour from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Eastern, New York Stock Exchange open, it's an opening range, and it's referred to as the initial balance. You can trade 15-minute opening range, 30-minute opening ranges, but that is what the IB high and low. There's strong statistics around. They're paid attention to levels. This is not specific to me or us here. Extremely common levels, big opening range to pay attention to. There's strong statistics behind it that we can talk about in detail, but I rattle them off all the time. We're much more likely to break one side and not break the other by a very strong stat. If we do break one side, we typically extend by a certain amount based on what order they're put in. There's a strong statistic on what side breaks first. Stuff that you would see in backtesting from certain levels, but very easy to see from Edgeful. Provides those stats. Anyway, yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. I was waiting for this to be tested for a sell. You know what I'm looking for into the afternoon? I'll try to call something out if I find something. I do have meetings today, so no guarantees on that. Looking for a sweep of the 900s for a potential reversal back down into this range, but we are selling off right here. Would consider a long down around VWAP. 85s, 75s, if we come down. We'd have to see what it looks like when we got down here. Wouldn't just enter stupid aggressively for a long. But this is kind of feeling like we may just come back down and chop a little bit. We're not seeing like a lot of volatility, wick lower, and then buyers step right back in. We're now just kind of turning and just pulling this slow drift to the upside, and then a nice slow U back down into the range. So this just might be the pre. Not to speculate fundamentally, but pre-CPI, Jay Powell speaking, testifying. But we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated, and be back at it tomorrow, man. Be back at it tomorrow. So appreciate you guys hopping on. IB high and low means the low candle. Yes. Thanks, guys. No problem. Seen your photos on your story. Swim with the sharks. Yeah, dude. That was a hell of a weekend. Feel free to hop on Instagram and Twitter if you want to see pictures of me free diving with bull sharks. I'm gonna be posting some more fun stuff that I do outside of trading because I think it's interesting. Absolutely, thank you guys. Thanks for being on here. Remember, I'm here live every morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. If you just hopped on today, feel free to hit subscribe so you can chat next time. I keep subscriber mode on. Would be more than happy to see you. We'd be more than happy to have you in the free Discord, 100% free Discord. Links in the description, links in the chat. You can check out all the deals that we got on different prop firms and paid software there as well. I'm not a financial advisor. Remember, guys, trading's risky. Most traders lose money. Nothing you see here or anywhere else from me is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything. Do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Let's get through this week. Let's see if we can make some money, guys. Talk to you soon. Have an awesome week. Thank you, guys.